What's up, guys? We are race prepping all the cars today. Both Mustangs, the S14, then maybe we get to the S13 today, potentially, if not tomorrow. Right now we're working on the S550. We were able to get some new tires, and I've always had a different set of rims. So the goal is to run 305 square. So 305 in the rear, 305 up front. That's a lot of tire. But autocrossing, the more tire, the faster you are. And then I have an extra set of super rare first edition, and like for the S197 RTR rims. They're super rare and they look super cool. I put 275s on those. The tires that were up front on here are going on those, and then I'll run RT66Cs 305 squared around. We're just gonna unload them from the truck and do some test fitting, and we'll show you how they fit and what I did to make 305s fit in the front and the rear. All right, so we have the RTR wheel on. Let's see how it fits. So again, this is a 275/35 Michelin Super Sport, or sorry, P4S. So it's still up in the air because there's nothing on the other side, but it looks really good on the ground. Fitment looks really solid. It's gonna camber in a little bit. I actually really enjoy the look of the wheel. Looks really good. So that is the smaller diameter wheel. I think those are 9.5s. 1-inch spacer on a 275. Looks really good. Now we're gonna put the 305 on the other side and see how it compares. All right, we're going down. Obviously it was just up in the air, so it'll settle ever so slightly. But let's take a look. Got poke up front. Got a little bit of poke from side to side. But other than that, I'm going to say the 305 up front fits quite well. It's obviously aggressive. Of course, the 305 is going to be aggressive, but it fits. And then let's go look at the RTR side. Obviously not as aggressive, but still fits and looks really good. I love the look of these wheels. This obviously is a little more flush, less poke. But when we're racing, that 305 fitment is gonna be quite awesome. So super stoked about that. So these are the SVE GT350 replica wheels. I got the normal staggered set. I know a lot of guys run the rears up front. What I did was get the normal set and ran a 1-inch spacer up front, and it fits perfect. So that's how you can run 305s on a Mustang. 1-inch spacer up front, 10.5 wide wheel with a 305 front and rear. A little bit of camber. I am lowered, which will help promote a little bit of camber. A little bit more camber would be probably ideal here, but I'm not that low, so I'm not worried about rubbing or anything. So it's super awesome that they fit. I'm super stoked about that. So at least we know our tire prepping's good. We're gonna take the RTR wheel off, put the other 305 on, and then we're gonna move on to the next car. All right, now that they are on, let's go ahead and get a cold start on this thing. And then we're gonna go full lock to lock to make sure that it doesn't rub, and then obviously we'll drive it, but in the driveway, while it's here in the garage, we're gonna make sure that it doesn't rub. So let's get this cold start going. Nice little cold start. Let's see how these do. All right, that's lock. It clears there. And it clears there. So yeah, it looks like it clears everything, which is awesome. Sorry, the garage is an absolute disaster. getting the 240, getting this, getting everything fixed. The Mustang parts are everywhere. Hopefully today or tomorrow we're gonna be able to clean up a little bit after we're done working on all these cars. But that is awesome that no rubbing, and that is 100% full lock. So super stoked about that. That's awesome. So eventually we're gonna pull this out, go on a little test drive to make sure everything is all good. All right, did a quick intermission on the 240. Went ahead and got the front grille back on. There was tools behind the latch, not allowing to latch, so we got the hood, got that on. Starting the Volkswagen, we're gonna start this. We're gonna pull it out, and then we're gonna go test drive the Mustang, make sure everything is good. Then after that, we're gonna pull the Foxbody out of the cover, get that started, and get that in the garage because we've got new rear drums and cylinders, because the cylinders and the drums only move one and not all the way, so the hydro and the brakes don't work really well. So that's our next step. But before we do that, we're gonna seafoam it. We had really positive results of seafoam last time, so we're gonna seafoam it again, and then obviously we'll do an oil change. But right now, let's get this 240 started. So let's do a nice cold start on the 240. It is on a ROM tune, so like a stock ECU that's chipped, so the startup isn't the greatest, and the battery also isn't the strongest, but it gets the job done. So let's do a nice little cold start on this. So we got it right about 1500 RPMs on the initial cold start. That's where it likes to sit. That's where it idles the best. We still got a lot of wiring management to tie up, but for the most part, they're doing pretty good. Running really good. So there's the cold start. We're gonna let it warm up, pull it out, and then we'll get that Foxbody out. Alrighty, the test drive is done. Now it's time to do a nice cold start on the Foxbody. We have not started it since the event at Gingerman. So we're gonna start it, move it over, and then we're gonna seafoam it, and then we're gonna start working on the drum brakes. So let's get to a cold start. Alrighty, let's do it. It does have a bucket seats and a roll cage, so it is a bit interesting to get into. Alrighty. Good old cold start. The exhaust ends. Starts right up after sitting for 2 weeks. This is a stock 302, but he does the job. So we'll let it warm up and then we'll get it moved over. Alrighty, we got the car started. I like taking this vacuum line off as it goes right behind the throttle body. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this off and it cleans everything out. If I can get it off, then I'll use this little funnel, and then I will just pour the seafoam right in it. Pretty straightforward. Let it suck that in. least on this vehicle, it takes a couple minutes for the smoke to really get out there. The last time we did this, we had a really good result, so we're gonna do it one more time. This car has also been sitting for a very, very long time. Alrighty, as you can see, the seafoam is starting to work its magic and start smoking. So we're just gonna let it burn all the seafoam off. Once we're done burning it all off, we're gonna go ahead and drive it. We already got some oil and we're gonna go get a filter. Then we're gonna do a fresh oil change on this thing. And this thing will be pretty good. As you see, the seafoam is now burning all the carbon off. So we're gonna wait a minute, let all the smoke go, and then I'll put the rest back in. So we're about 1/4 left. As you can see, it's smoking. So as you can see, it's smoking pretty good. We're cleaning all that carbon out of there. That is what we're looking for. We want to clean all the carbon. This thing's been sitting for a long time. We want to do as much as we can to clean it. Seafoam, I've had personal great experiences from it. Especially on this car, when we first got it, it wouldn't want to idle very well or drive very well. Then our first round of seafoam, it actually idled so much better. It was unbelievable, and a lot of motor noise went away. So again, we're gonna seafoam one more bottle, do an oil change, and then we should call it good. We're gonna let it idle for a few more minutes, and then I'll put the other 1/4 of the seafoam in it, and we will see how good it runs once the vacuum leak is no longer in it. So all the seafoam's in it. As you see, some smoke comes out when he revs it. So what we're gonna do now is go drive it around the block once or twice, make sure it's all good. I noticed the steering rack boot on the passenger side is off and leaking power steering fluid. We kind of figured that was gonna happen. We kind of knew the rack wasn't good to begin with. But we're gonna go drive it before we lose all power steering, lift it up, see if we can get the boot back on and get that oil change done. So we're gonna go ahead and drive it real quick. All right, we're gonna go around the block, burn all the carbon and seafoam out. See where he's going. Yeah, it's definitely grabbing that fender. We're gonna have to fix that. Car is a lot more bumpy and more raw than the 240 due to all the suspension bits. around the block, just clear the smoke up. All right, I am now using Valvoline's VR1 full synthetic 10W30. The car typically calls for 5W30, but I like going up. We do a lot of high performance racing. That's high performance racing oil. I really enjoy it. So we put 5 quarts in it. We're gonna see how it sounds and then recheck because the oil filter is dry. There we go. We're just gonna let it run for a few seconds, let the oil filter fill up. Alrighty. And now we're gonna let the oil drain back down, recheck, and we should be good. We'll, you know, drive it around, see how it feels, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be just as good as the old oil, if not a little better. So the oil change on this is now done. We figured out we have to trim some of the bumpers because they do rub when you're at full lock. And now that the oil change is done, now we're going to move on to the rears, take the rear tires off, and then we're going to try to do the drums. We got to do the cylinders and the shoes and rebuild it. I got a whole rebuild kit from LMR. So we're going to rebuild the drums, and then we'll catch up when we got the wheels off, and I'll show you what we're working with. So we got the rear brakes off. We're putting them back on. I'll show you on the other side, the one that he's not working on, we haven't started on yet. So the reason we're doing this is because when we were testing, only this side of the piston cylinder was pushing out. And as you can kind of tell by the brake pad life, how much more it is on the front side. It's been converted to hard brake lines. We had some rough time getting that off and because it was kind of seized, but we were able to make it work. Got it back tight. We tested, it's not leaking. So basically we're just putting everything back together. We pretty much got all new hardware for what we need to do. He's gonna wrap up that other side, then we're gonna get started on this side. Same thing, shoes come out, springs come out, put a new cylinder in, get the brake line off, and then reverse the process and get it back going. Then hopefully now when we bleed it, both sides of the cylinder engage, both shoes engage. We'll be able to fully bleed it because the piston's moving at its full range of motion. And then now when we hit the e-brake, hopefully it locks up through your tires. So that should be a fun test drive. We'll catch back up once we got one side done. All right, we got the S14 started up. We're gonna go on our first drive, not just around the block, around the bigger block, around my neighborhood. Get some load in it, see how it does. I'm gonna have Clement and Chase follow me just to make sure it's not smoking or anything crazy happens. So I'll put you back on the head cam and then we'll go drive around the block and see how it does for the first time. Alrighty, we are finally in the car. We're gonna go around the block for the first time. So here we go. We're gonna go around the street block, not just around the neighborhood. Get a little bit of speed and RPM into the motor. We'll go the long way. Do you want to do a go out that way and go counterclockwise, or go back around and take all rights? I don't care, it's up to you. Follow me. And that is the bent inspection or dust cover shield for the transmission that they bent for, that's hitting the oil pan. And it's so thick that I couldn't bend it back with a hammer or anything. So what I'll have to do is, I'll have to get super long bolts, and then because there's holes for it, and just bend it back with all the super long bolts. It's crazy. crazy that it drives just like how it used to, like right out the gate. Yeah. It's nuts. This thing is much more street friendly than the Foxbody. I gotten up to like 5 pounds so far, and it did just fine. But it was 5 pounds at like lower RPM, higher load, so yeah. Not like super crazy yet.
I was thinking it could be turbo too.
Yeah. What is turbo?
No, I was saying it could be turbo, the oil.
Oh yeah, I mean it is an old turbo.
Sitting in the exhaust.
It's very, very possible. And it is an old turbo. I mean, this thing's probably 10 years without being rebuilt, and it's seen a hard life. There was no shaft play though. We checked that when we had the manifold off, and there was no scoring either. That doesn't mean the seals inside are doing too hot.
Right.
That was just 1 pound. She scoots.
So it's good.
Not yet, at least.
You won't know until you give some beans.
Yeah. Plugs, even though they're new, they've been out a lot, so I'm sure they're not sealing the greatest.
And they're gapped and all that.
Yeah, they're gapped. They might be gapped a little tight, but
that's fine.
I'd rather be tight than have sparks blow out and be in a world of hurt. At 3,600 RPMs. Let the rings break in there for a little bit. It's driving really good. It's windy out. Holy crap. Sorry, GoPro, you're probably getting smacked with wind. Does have really short gears though.
Oh, yeah.
Short gear ratio and short gears in between the shifts too. About 3 pounds. And I always be careful up here. This is always the sketchy hill. Oxygen sensor does want to work. We're about 13-ish AFR from what I can tell when it works for more than half a second. That's rich. 14 is your cruising.
The higher the number, the
opposite.
Leaner it is.
Opposite. It's air to fuel. So if it's 22, it's 22 parts of air per 1 fuel. That's lean. 7 is 7 parts air to 1 part of fuel. That's more rich. But as you know, this thing's dead, so I can't even trust it. But it doesn't ride like it's lean, and it doesn't smoke like it's rich. So I'm going to say it's doing okay. Yeah. This thing under boost, when the gauge was working, always did run rich. It was always around 10.5. He kept it safe. that was 5 pounds. I tell you, with the built motor, dude, it builds boost a lot faster than what it used to. See if I can get the mirror behind me more, so if it does smoke, I can see it better. There we go. That was about 8 and about 4,500 RPMs. Fifth gear, there we go, and it cruises. Go. I don't know where they're gonna go. Good thing we did it. Let's go around, because if you dip your tires in these corners, you're in for a bad day. Boost cut of some sort.
You just lost a pipe.
Yep. Oh wait, yeah.
Did that?
Yeah. Yeah, we lost the pipe.
It's okay. I heard it pop off.
Yeah. Now here comes this. Nope.
Just keep it second.
Yep.
Try to keep the gauge at 10.
It won't even go to 10. I gotta keep it at like under 15.
Oh.
It only works on like throttle tip, and it's the only way I can gain speed. Looks downhill from here. We'll just coast it. Well, maybe not. Because we're gonna need a little bit of juice to get it up in the driveway. Well, it did really good until then. This thing's fast. When we hit 10, I was like, oh shit, we're boogieing. Oh, it died. That's okay.
We made it!
We made it! That was eventful. All right, it is the end of the day now. The Foxbody e-brake does work, which is awesome. The only thing is, I think we need to adjust the passenger drum. The driver's side was pretty tight, and the passenger had a little bit of give. When I pulled the e-brake, the driver's side locked up every time. When I pulled it a bit harder, both locked up. The e-brake is tied into the braking system, not a separate reservoir, so it does take a little bit more force, but it does work now. I'm super happy about that. Now I got a working e-brake. S550 went great. As you guys saw on the test drive on this, we blew a intercooler pipe off the throttle body off, limped it home, was all good. It is smoking a little bit, but I'm also running super thin conventional braking oil that I think the turbo is just spitting out. Plus I think the rings need to be a little more built in, and I think it needs more thicker oil to build a little bit more oil pressure to stop burning it, but it's not bad at all. Drove really good around the block. We'll do more driving later. And then on the S550, I was able to get the full throttle logo installed, which is awesome. I think it looks really good with the Cam-C. I still need to get the Dark Horse wing, and I still need to get the stripes on it. That is a goal of mine. I still got to get done. I'm gonna let the wrap shop take care of the stripes themselves, because I don't want to make them all crooked or look bad. They'll take the wing off and I'll install the wing. You got to take the wing off to do the stripes properly anyways. Super stoked about that. I think in 2 weekends we got some driving. Haven't decided exactly what we're going to do on Sunday. Sunday there's a skid pad event at Autobahn in Joliet, and there's also a first points event for South Bend at the Tire Rack. Saturday we're going to the Route 66 drive strip in Joliet to do their test and tune with the S550, and maybe Sunday we will drift. Maybe we'll go to South Bend for points one, kind of see what the guys want to do, see what the group wants to do. So far, really productive weekend. We got a lot done. We got a good basis of where the cars are at. Mustang needs tires for the next event. And then the S14 needs an oil change, a little bit thicker oil, a little bit more driving. And then the S550 is ready to rock and roll. I got to buy harnesses for the S550 so I don't go flying around like I always do. Other than that, we're doing really good. I appreciate you guys watching. I'll catch you on the next one.